Today I'm going to show you some results that we got on the test we made. So this is the cluster, how it looks now. We made some changes to the container. We put the trays like much closer to each other so we don't get too much CO2 in here. We can spread out the air much better so the CO2 levels in the back doesn't rise too high, because we figured that it's not really good with the results that we're getting. We get a lot of stretching and it's really impossible to harvest. So we changed the recipe in the bag, and then we changed the way the setup works. So now you can see here we get some decent clusters, and the product is much nicer. It's much more easy to work with. It's much easier to harvest for us. So this is definitely the way that we are going to continue doing this. We made some different approaches with approaching how much coffee we put inside the bags, and we figured that too high amount of coffee, it's really bad, because the mushroom doesn't grow really well. The mycelium doesn't spread out that fast when you grow on coffee, like only coffee. So we put some more coffee in the bags that we did before, because we weren't using that much. And now we figured that we got like really good results with these. These clusters that you see here, I don't think that we used enough coffee, so we will put even more coffee in, and then we will find like where the line is curving and where it's becoming too much coffee. Because I have a theory that the more coffee we are using, the nicer the clusters will be and the bigger yields we will get. Because this bag has more coffee than these bags in here. So definitely that has something to do with it. We're gonna change the lights to 11,000 Kelvin. So that gives like a really bluish way of the light. I will show you in the other container, because we started that up and we also already harvested everything in it, but waiting for the second harvest in most of the bags. So if you join me in the second container, I will show you how it goes there. Welcome to the second container that we made. All you see here that is coming out of the bags is the second flush. So as you see, the second flush isn't that good enough yet, but the goal is to get a second flush that looks like at least like this. We want, of course, bigger clusters, so we're gonna experiment with more coffee, we're gonna experiment with more water, and then we're gonna increase the weight of the bags and see if that has any changes to the product. So we're gonna increase the coffee and we're gonna increase the water, so we will check and see if that has any effect on the yield. We haven't increased the water in the bags yet, but we've increased the coffee, and that made really good results. If you use too much water, the mycelium will drown in the water, so that doesn't give you good results. So I think it's a really fine line between how much water to use and how much coffee, because as I said earlier, it's gonna definitely affect the way that the mycelium grows, and we want the mycelium to grow at optimal rate. So we are gonna wait and see how these bags are gonna get the second flush, because these bags we opened 2.5 weeks ago. So 2.5 weeks ago the second flush starts to show, and hopefully these bags over here, they have another recipe, so we will see if they get increased. So basically that's what we are working on right now, and that's how we are anticipating what's gonna happen. This is definitely something that's really interesting to watch, and if you like watching videos of mushrooms and oyster mushrooms growing like this, then yeah, I think you would get a lot of really high value in subscribing to the YouTube channel, because we believe that we are on the road to figuring out how to maximize the yield of the oyster mushroom with coffee and straw. And yeah, I'm happy that you watched this video, and Rasmus is very happy right now too. So have a great one.